университета делятся своими историями и рассказывают о своем пути.
Сәлем достар, бұл Q Talks. Бүгін бізде қонақта Рики мырза. Рики ол осы Аризонадан келіп жатыр, Америка құрама штаттарынан келіп жатыр. Сол үшін приветствую, Рики. Как у вас дела?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Вот. Рики, первый вопрос такой. Вот я знаю то, что вы, то есть вижу ваш вклад, да, в наш университет, вы работаете по двойному диплому и так далее. Но хотелось бы задать вопрос такой. Чем вы занимаетесь в свободное время? Вот. Ну, для студентов это, наверное, интересный вопрос.
You know, this program takes up so much of my free time that I don't even know what free time is anymore, but it's a pleasure to be a part of it. I know you guys are working hard on this side, I'm working hard on my side, but the thing that I usually do to relieve stress and do on my free time is I like to play basketball. So I'm a three-point shooter. I can shoot the ball really well, and I like to attend basketball events as well. So our University of Arizona basketball team is number 2 in the country. We have a chance to win the national championship this year. I've been playing basketball since I was 10 years old. The first time I ever played, I was 10 years old, and now I'm still playing.
Ага, хорошо. А какая у вас была детская мечта? Вот у всех бывает так, то, что вот даже сейчас наши подписчики смотрят. Вот я, допустим, в детстве хотел быть, допустим, полицейским, да, но сейчас работаю, допустим, маркетологом, да. А у вас какая мечта была в детстве? Кем вы хотели стать в будущем?
So, you know, we talked about basketball. So, of course, I thought I was going to be an athlete. I thought I was going to play professional basketball or professional American football. But I gave up that dream pretty early. And then I was interested in marine biology. And I remember I did this project where I built an underwater dome where people could live underwater. And then my interest quickly turned to architecture. And so I think when I was in middle school, I made my mind up that I would study architecture, become an architect. And I actually did. I graduated from University of Arizona with a degree in architecture, and I practiced for a few years. But I've now found a great career in higher education, and that's what brought me to Kazakhstan. So I'm really grateful for that career transition. But so I've had a few dreams: athlete, marine biologist, and then architect.
Супер, классно. Ага, вот как раз про Казахстан. Петропавловск. Первое впечатление о городе, вообще что думаете о людях, как вам люди, как вам студенты в целом и университет? Вот когда первый раз пришли и вот сейчас.
Yeah, I will say, you know, as you mentioned, this is my 13th trip here. The first trip I really remember, it was also March, but it was late March. And we drove. I drove from Astana to Petropavl. So along the way, we stopped in Borovai, and we walked across a frozen lake in Borovai. And so that was one of my fondest memories. I've never walked across a frozen lake. It was a little warm. It wasn't too cold like it is now. But I remember arriving in Petropavl, and everyone was so welcoming, so inviting. It was a very small university. There was only a select group of people who were speaking English. The students didn't really speak English. And now we look at it today, and students can't wait to come and talk to me and speak English and showcase their English skills. I love this city. It's very charming. The promenade is very charming. You always see people walking, being outdoors and going to the shops and the restaurants. The food, oh my gosh, the food here is so delicious. You know, I joke around. Meat Jagger. Meat Jagger is my favorite restaurant, not just in Petropavl, I think the world. It has some of the best steak that I've ever had. And I grew up in Texas. We're really proud of our barbecue and our steaks, our meat. But this steak at Meat Jagger rivals any other steak that I've ever had.
Окей, круто. Следующий вопрос такой. Вот мы знаем то, что многие студенты наши даже вот по двойному диплому ассоциируют именно Аризону. Вот вы очень часто появляетесь вот в Инстаграме, в социальных сетях, там в ТикТоке и так далее. Вот. 29 студентов полетело. Я знаю, что в этом году, в прошлом, точнее, году. Как вы их там встретили? Вообще, вот, можно поделиться сразу студентам, которые в следующем году полетят, что им ожидать вот в Аризоне?
I think one of the highlights so far of our partnership is welcoming the Study Arizona students, our fourth-year students, to come to Arizona for one semester. We were so excited to welcome them. We greeted them at the airport. We took pictures right away with the Kazakh flag, and they had cactus in the background from Arizona, mountain ranges, and it was super warm and sunny. It was interesting because as soon as they arrived at their dorms, they had friends already waiting for them. They had already made friends with social media from students from Central Asia and other countries, and so that was just incredible to see. But the energy that they brought to our campus was just contagious. Like I so enjoyed having them on our campus, and they became fully immersed in our culture, our U.S. education system. They were attending American football games. They went to basketball games. They went to Desert Museum, where they saw animals that you can only see in our environment, like mountain lions and different kinds of snakes and things like this. So they became fully immersed in our. They participated in a talent show. I think you've heard Amir got second playing the dombra. So they showcased Kazakh culture to other students in the University of Arizona. So I think we loved having them there, and we're excited to have the next group come there. I think we'll see what kind of adventure they bring in that group. But it was so fun. We were sad to see them go, but we're happy for them and their journey.
Вот, как раз таки, вы сказали про шоу талантов. Я вот, честно, сам наблюдал за такими студентами, как Амир Акзамов. Там очень много студентов, на студентов, которые мы были подписаны в Инстаграме. Есть ли студенты, вот по вашему мнению, вот чисто по вашему объективному мнению, которые запомнились вам там именно, которых вы не хотели отпускать, вот именно такие студенты?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, there's so many students. I don't know if I should single out anyone, but I'll tell a couple different stories. I think there were a few students I really connected with because of our love for sports, and so I know Beckeris and Johnny Beck, and Margolan, they all were, super excited for, going to the sport events and stuff. I have season tickets to basketball, and so when I can't go, I would give my tickets to the students, so they could go and watch, and many of them took advantage of that. And there were certain students that I saw their development over time. I think one student comes to mind is Christina. Christina came in to the University of Arizona. She was very shy. She was very timid. I remember, poor thing, her flight was delayed. She had an injury at the airport, and I was like, oh, this is not a good experience for her. But she really blossomed while in Arizona. She had much more confidence when she left. She was much more vocal. She seemed to be a leader in her cohort for biotechnology students. And so I was really proud to see that development for her. And I think she's one example of students who came to Arizona, really blossomed, found their voice, found confidence, and brought that back here to Kozybayev University.
Круто, круто. Вот, опять же, я вот наблюдая со стороны, с Казахстана, да, с города Петропавловск, я видел то, что наши студенты еще путешествовали по другим городам, по другим штатам и так далее, да. То есть у них есть какое-то, я просто спрашиваю для себя, у них есть какое-то время, когда вы их отпускаете помимо учебы, то есть, чтобы они увидели мир, или как это работает?
They traveled so many places while they were in Arizona, which I think they should fully take advantage of being in the U.S., and that's part of the experience. Is sure, Arizona's home for them, but while you're there, it's so easy to travel to different places. I was nervous for them, right? I was nervous for them. Some of them were driving. They were getting their license, they're converted so they can drive and get a car, and they were taking these long road trips to the Grand Canyon, to California, and then some were taking flights on their own, to New York and Miami, Chicago. I think they should take advantage of this. Of course, the teachers and probably the educator in me will say, how are they finding the time? They have all these classes they should be studying and doing their homework, but they found time, they made time, they did great in their classes. So what else can you ask for? They should take advantage of their free time. So I was excited. I was actually inspired because I take for granted of where I live and how easy it is for me to go to like northern Arizona, Sedona. It's a beautiful, beautiful area, and I hadn't been in 3 or 4 years. And our students were going going every weekend, every other weekend they were going. So then I said, you know what, I need to take another trip there. And I did, because they inspired me, saying, I haven't been, I should go. They go all the time. It's so easy. It's a 3-hour drive. Let me make the drive. So they inspired me. I love to see how excited they were. And, you know, when you see someone witnessing something for the first time through their eyes, then that sort of like inspires you as well, right? Like you it brings back that excitement you have for experiencing something for the first time.
Классно. Как говорится, very great, да? Вопрос такой, да, один из последних вопросов. Мы понимаем то, что вот, уважаемые подписчики, которые нас смотрят, то, что у нас есть такая, точнее не у нас, а вообще у вас, да, есть такая большая возможность как бы увидеть вот такие страны, да, помимо, допустим, Аризоны у нас есть академическая мобильность и так далее. Самое главное здесь это как бы то, что тебе дает это как бы университет. Вот как раз таки я хочу задать следующий вопрос. Вот, Рики, вот какие планы сейчас у вас на будущее? Может быть, что-то улучшать будете, может быть, какие-то дополнительные программы будут и так далее?
Yeah. So I think we're excited for the future of this collaboration. I think the potential is limitless. I think in the immediate future, we're going to welcome our first cohort of students from business administration this fall. So that's the immediate kind of next step for us. I think in the near future, we're hoping to have chemical and environmental engineering. So that'll be our first engineering program. So we're really excited about that. Down the future, we should have programs in food science, maybe health and medicine programs, other engineering programs. I think we're really excited about. But I think also it's important that we do more than just the educational piece, but we give students opportunities for research and like industry collaboration. And so that's the next step for us that we're working on, is building these relationships with local industry and research collaboration with NKU and University of Arizona, and then having the students participate in some of that research. So I think that's the big next step for us, and we're really excited about that challenge. We have the full support of Minister Syset Nurbeck, the Minister of Science and Higher Education, in this plan, and he's supporting our project. So we're really excited about that. But I think the other piece that maybe we don't talk enough about, it's not just for Kazakh students, but we really want to bring more U.S. students here to Kazakhstan and having some of that cultural exchange between U.S. students and Kazakh students. So our hope is to bring 2 new study abroad programs to Kazakhstan. One is in adventure tourism. There's so much to see and do here throughout Kazakhstan, and we want to showcase that and bring U.S. students here. And then we're also looking to start a new program in inclusive education, where we're going to bring U.S. students here, because in Kazakhstan, inclusive education is a new sort of idea. It's slowly being integrated into the schools, and so you're sort of on this leading edge of it. So it's important to bring students here to see that development. Same thing with tourism. I think tourism has so much room for growth here in Kazakhstan, so we want to bring students here to see, how do you do that development? How do you take it to the next level and grow the tourism industry? So I think we want to bring more students here from the U.S. to exchange with Kazakh students.
Очень такой как бы полезный ответ для наших как бы будущих абитуриентов. Тогда давайте мы заканчиваем уже подкаст. Топ-3 совета, да, на нашим, как бы, может быть, абитуриентам, студентам, которые учатся по программе двойного диплома и так далее. От вас, от Рики.
Okay, so I think my number one advice for applicants is to take the leap of faith. Right? So I know that students out there might be concerned, maybe my English isn't strong enough, or maybe the degree is going to be too difficult, and maybe they're afraid of the unknown. Maybe they're comfortable with getting a local education. Yes. But I think the dual degree program provides you a great opportunity, one that I wish was available to me when I was a student. So I think students should fully take advantage of it. Take that leap of faith and trust that it's going to be a great opportunity, a great experience for you. So that would be my number one advice for incoming students, for applicants, people who are considering our program. For students who are already in the program, and they're going to be prepared to travel to Arizona, I think it's, again, take advantage of this opportunity. Not many students have the opportunity to travel abroad and be immersed in the culture. Take advantage of that. And as I mentioned, students traveled all over the U.S. while they were there. They took advantage of that opportunity to become fully immersed and learn new experiences. So I think that's also very important. Maybe my last tip will be for faculty and administrators, researchers here at Kozybayev University, is that just to know, like, we're ready to collaborate. If you have an idea, share that idea. Let's find a way to collaborate. I think we talk about new opportunities, what's the next step in this partnership? It's a lot of that. Like, let's collaborate on research, let's collaborate on science and industry partnerships. Let's find a way to build this and take it to the next level so it further supports our students in the dual degree program.
Супер, керемет. Осымен біздің подкастымыз аяқталды. Рики Мырза, большое спасибо, то, что вы пришли. Вы один из, из первых гостей, из больших гостей, которые посетили наш подкаст Q-Talks, потому что до этого это был чисто студенческий подкаст. Я рад, что уровень наших подкастов растет. Желаем вам удачи, хорошего пребывания в городе Петропавловск, в Казахстане. И всего доброго. Можем попрощаться.
Спасибо. It's my pleasure. It's a great honor to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.